I want to say welcome to Best Pro Trade. Before we start, we have a disclosure, and it is very important to be aware of the risk in the future trading. Today, we will be looking at the automated trading, and I think I got the wrong screen. Just a second, please. What we will do, we will highlight what's going on in the market. At the same time, we will be covering some of the automated trading. And we can use the swing trading, the price action, and the scalping. So we will start first with the automated price action. And then this one here has 3 different automated trading and an ATM or an ATM strategy, or we can use fully automated without touching the chart. At the same time, what we are doing, we are using or sharing our free signal. And then even if you are in automated trade, we're going to analyze this market piece by piece to see what's going on in this market. And then we start covering some of the automated trading and the scalping trading. So we are sharing our free signal for free. So please, if there's any decision you make in your trade, you cannot hold us responsible. We're just trying to help because a lot of traders asked me to go back live and highlight what's going on in the market. And we're not trying to mislead you or anything like that. We just let you know what's going on in the market, and it's up to you what kind of decision you make. This has nothing to do with us. So we're not collecting any emails. We're not trying to promote anything here, but we will try to highlight what's going on. And hopefully will help some of the traders, especially the guys are automated trading. They are missing a lot of knowledge in the market. So you can understand sometimes why your auto trade can struggle, or what doesn't matter which auto trade you are using, or whether it's ours or somebody else, or why your auto trade is making money. By understanding the movement in the market, so you will understand why you are losing that trade on an auto trade and why you are making money on that, despite what kind of auto trade you are using. As an example, for the ones that are not aware of the system, you have on the top the market analyzer. On the left upper corner, we give you the sell entry, and then we give you the number. Then we give you the entry number, the entry price, and then we give you the target, and then we give you the P&L. Your P&L is based on the ticks, and then the total amount of it seems like the top is cutting off, so I'm probably gonna lower it a little bit so can hold. I hope you can see that. I'm not sure, but if you look on the top, I'm gonna lower this one here. I'm not sure you can see it, but you can see the entry signal, the new signal, entry type, safe entry. This is on based on the pullback. Entry price, target, how many ticks we have on that automated, and it is a live, it's not a replay. And then your P&L, and once the target hit, we get the target hit. One of the things is for the ones, before we start analyzing what's going on in the market, for the ones for I don't know how many traders out there they like the DAX, but before we start, I like to show the trades on what we have done with the DAX this morning on the swing trading. We have one trade, 2 trades on the DAX. usually if you want to start the DAX, I do start around 4 o'clock or 4:30 morning Eastern time, and then we have one small trade on the DAX, and then we enter the market around 5:10:22, 5:10:22, and we just close that trade based on one contract, and we close at 10:15:03. So this is took two trades on the DAX, and this one based on 288 ticks, and this was superb. Let me try, if I can, try to find a way to catch my monitor. Just one second, please. Okay. On the also, this is on the 600 ticks. We just closed the position, and we had one lousy short losing trade, and we entered the market at 5:32:21, and we just closed right now, and it was 48:20. And let me try to grab one more on the swing trading. This is the 244. It's the same story. We have one short trade, is a losing trade. Then we took a trade, market order. All of them are market order. And we took a trade, the entry at 7:42, and we exit at 10:14:27. So this one also very good. For the ones that do not like a higher time frame, I'll show you also the 1 minute and the smaller time frame. And this is the DAX, and this one here based on the 3 minutes. And also we have one losing trade on the 3 minutes, and then we have an entry at 7:42 non-stop, and I took that trade until we closed that position at 10:18. The same story. I want to show one higher time frame, and then I'll show you the smaller time frame for the ones they trade the DAX. On this one here, we had a little few trades. We have 1, 2, 3 trades, and this is based on an 8 range, and we got 813. On my favorite chart actually is the 1 minute, because the 1 minute can reveal the true trend in the market. And this is based on, actually we took a few. There is one losing trade, two losing trade, one almost a break even, and then once the market starts spiking, we got 855.90. And nevertheless, the least, and then it is the 3 range for the ones don't want to deal with a very high time frame. You can also use a 3 range or 4 range. I like the 3 range. It is a very aggressive chart. And if we notice also, we have one losing trade, and then immediately we were done at 4:47. Actually, we start on the 3 range at 4:31, and we were done at 4:47, nailed 650. So those are the morning DAX, and we still have some still open position, but we're not gonna deal with it right now. So let's go ahead and analyze this market for the Nasdaq ES. This is the most popular instruments, ES, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones. And also, if you want to, we can highlight some of the CL. And if you have any instruments in your head you'd like us to add it, we will be more than glad to show you if we have the data, we will add it for you if this will help you, and then we will help you analyze in this market. So let's go ahead and try to understand what's going on in the market based on Actually, I like to highlight some of the scalping before we start. Actually, this is not bad on the scalping today, and this is not a limited order. This is a market order, and we practically did very well earlier this morning on the scalping using 1 minute and 150 ticks. So this is not bad at all. It is really today. It's been very good for. Um, so let's go ahead and cover the Nasdaq. We have an entry on the Nasdaq. You can see it from the top here on the Nasdaq. We have an entry price at 69.3775. The target is 69.1125. So what we see here is the target has hit before once, and now it hits one more time. So actually, you got to be careful with the short trade. And it was a very beautiful ride. And all those made actually 100 ticks. Now we have a new signal on the CL. Let's move on right away to the CL signal. And let's try to see what is the entry on the CL. The entry on the CL is 72.60. This is very good because the is followed by this number here. We have a very major resistance, and it looked like we broke it. And the entry is 72.60, and the target is 72.85. 72.85, and you can see the buyers are coming on your market analyzer, and we are about to hit the target at 72.82. 72.82 is your target, and it is done in seconds. So those are your entry. And once we are hitting this target 72.80 or 72.82, there is no more a trade to the long side. If you don't know the system why, it is very easy. If we notice, we have those two yellow lines. I don't know why this NinjaTrader today doing this to me, but it's been flashing like this, but it will come out. If we notice on the middle of the chart, on the CL 1 minute, we have the fib line at 72.73. The target is 72.83, where most likely you will hit the target. But the problem is once you get to those two yellow lines, once the market dive in between those two yellow lines, that means there is no more long trade. It is finished and done and over with a long trade. So we got the reversal here, but I'm very sure we're going to gain a little momentum to hit the target at 72.83. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger so you can see it a little bit clearly. If we notice, this is your entry, your floor and fibs. Your floor and fibs is 72.45, which is your trailing stop, and it is your major support line is 72.40. Your target is 72.82. It is day in and a day out. It never fell. Almost it never fell. And we will see what's going on in this ES on the CL. Let's cover and look what's going on the ES. And we can see if there's anything we can make sense out of some of those markets, and we try to find a new signal, and we will share the new signal once we have an entry like we did on the CL. I will be more than glad to share it with you. Actually, the 30-year Treasury bond has been doing extremely well. For the 30-year Treasury bond, let's go ahead and cover the ES, and then we'll go back on the here is your ES. We're still on the short side. We had the sell entry, and we already hit the target. Anything around 70, 27, 30, 25, this is where you need to start close your position to the short side, and you need to start looking for a long. On the pullback, we have the re-entry point, and this is very, very important for the ES trader. I'll try to explain to you what's going on the ES so you will not fall to this trap. Right now, we have a resistance line at 27.36. Fair enough. And we hit the target, and you can see where this market flirting with the 36 level. Fair enough. And is going probably to test it all the way to the 31.75. Very good. One thing here right now on the ES, we have a double resistance at 27.39, followed by another resistance 27.39.25, followed by re-entry point. The re-entry point, it is a very well calculated on the re-entry point that most of the time the market reverse from those numbers, so they are very important, those numbers. 39.50 following by also first a resistance line, which is your fib, 39.75. So to cut the story short, you have a major resistance line above the 27.39 level, and the probability on that market to penetrate all those levels here, it requires a lot of buying power in order for that market to break out. So we are very safe to stay on the short as long as we are below the 27.39. Even if this ES is going to go back to the 27.39, most likely it will be rejected, and the is probably 8 out of 10 it will be rejected. So it is very important to understand that if you see some movement on the ES, does not mean it's long. You are very far from long on the ES, and it is actually, we have a thick wall on the 27.39, and we will see the outcome on that one here. But you mark my word, the ES is going to struggle at that number. If we are looking at the Nasdaq, if we notice this line here and that line here, they are coming together. And if you can read that number here, it says 69.2450. This is your true average price, and you will see the Nasdaq sitting right there to the tick, because this is where we determine on the Nasdaq if we are able to break those lines. So be careful with that. If you want to trade, whether it's long or short, wait a few seconds or pause your auto trade, because we have a very key here at 69.2450, and it is very important to see that number been penetrated. So I'm going to make it a little bit big to see if that number, this is the true number on the Nasdaq. So let's see. Look, where is the Nasdaq hold on to? 69.2450. This is your magic number. You gotta now we are followed by double resistance. So be careful if you are thinking about taking long on the Nasdaq. Wait on the breakout, pullback, re-entry, but do not jump on the Nasdaq right now for long. It is you're odd to take a trade on the long here. It's going to be almost impossible to make anything out of it. So let's wait. For the ones are interested in the Forex, I made it a little bit cleaner. You have a sell entry, safe re-entry, and then you have the trailing stop and your target. So I try to simplify it a little bit and not make it complicated. So hopefully it will be clean enough for you to understand that market right now. And you have a target. Let's go to the euro dollar. This is my favorite instrument. It's not a close position, but we have a new signal on the euro dollar, and the target is 177.17. Let's look on the Aussie dollar. It's the same problem. Okay, let's go back to the Nasdaq. You can see this is a really a short entry right there on the Nasdaq. And we are testing the 69.11 even. For the one took the entry on the CL, our target on the CL 72.82, folks. The target on the CL it is 72.82. Once we hit this target, there is nothing left to go long on the CL. It's done. It's over. Let's look at the YM. If you have a short on the Nasdaq, your destination is 69.1075. For the guys who's automating the YM, despite which system you have, whether it's our Autotrade or somebody else Autotrade, if you are automated trading the YM, you're gonna be having a little problems with the YM today. At the moment, the reason is here is your sell entry, and actually there is not much movement. We are waiting on the ES, followed by a support line, and a major double support line is right below that. So there is not much movement, and the market getting stuck between the fib and the trailing stop is another floor in fibs. So the YM is getting caught in those channel here. And if you are manual or automated trading, you got to be thinking twice about automated the YM right now. It is a very difficult area right now for the automated to take any trade, even if you are using a higher time frame. If you are on a longer time frame, like on the swing trading, let me give you an example. This is a total different story. And now if we look at the 5 minutes, we have took that trade long time ago on the 5 minutes at 10:15. And if we look at the 3 minutes, also is the same story on the 3 minutes. The automated trade took it at 10:03. So this is a lot of movement here on the 3 minutes on the YM. So we put it on the side, and we will see the 3 minutes and the 5 minutes. But the short trade, if you are on a short trade, is fine, but you cannot, and this is, but you cannot take a short trade right here, right now. The reason is we have a double support here, and this market, most likely it will project. So I would not look at this. Look at the YM. This is where the area, this YM, is going to project. So this is an idea. If you're on a short trade or you are using automated trade, you're probably better off to close your position as is right now. And if you are still a little bit aggressive, you can wait, and then you can get the whole enchilada. But I doubt it. If the ES is not going to go down, this one is not going to nail it. So this one here, based on the 3 minutes and 5 minutes, this one 3 minutes and 5 minutes, that can bring you a pretty good idea what's going on the YM. Let's go back on the Nasdaq. You see, that's exactly what we estimated. And now we are going back and forth between those two lines. So be careful with the Nasdaq. Stay on the side, whether you are a manual or to automated. And the ES has actually hit the target, so there is not much going on. We are waiting on a new signal, and there is nothing we can do at the moment with this market. Nothing we can do. Whoever took a short is probably doing extremely well, and whoever sit on the side, you have to, and you decided to take a trade, you gotta be approaching this market a little bit more careful, because actually I do not find any entry at the moment, and the resistance line is 69.22 on the Nasdaq. You can risk it at 69.22 short if you want to, but this is the only thing I can see, the only gap I can find on the Nasdaq at the moment. On the YM, it's too late to do anything. Let's look at the ES. A lot of traders like to take a trade on the ES. The ES is already hitting the target, and once it hit the target, and we are getting to this yellow lines here, this final, this means probably you still have a little beef here all the way to the 30.75, but this is not enough for you to risk a trade for just a few ticks, a few lousy ticks. I mean, they're nothing. I mean, barely a couple points, so they're not worth to chew on this one here. One of the advantage you can do on the price action by using using 2 contracts or 3 contracts on an automated trade. You can follow those signal, manual or automated, and you can take 1 contract, because like we see here, this market analyzer is based on 1 contract. So you can take 1 contract ES, 1 contract Nasdaq, and 1 contract YM as an example. We don't need the Russell. Those are very cheap market to trade. And in the same way, that it is, if we notice on the ES, we have 150, we have a Nasdaq 346 based on 1 contract, and we have a 350 on the YM based on 1 contract. So if we are looking at the total is $700-800 on the 1 contract ES, 1 contract Nasdaq, and 1 contract YM. So if you think how much money you are investing on 1 contract ES and 1 contract Nasdaq and 1 contract YM, how much you are investing? 1,000, 1,500 at the most. So if you can get $500 out of 1,500, this is very good, because also you have to think about some days you're not going to make it. But one of the things is when you are hedging the market, if the ES did go south today, or the YM did go south, or the Nasdaq did go south, you still have the other 2. This is the smart way to hedge the future market. That is making it safe for you. And if we notice right now, we have, let's look at the YM, what's going on in the YM. You see, That's exactly what we expected on the YM. And I said, if you wanted to close this YM right now, you can do that. Let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq came back exactly to the same area, 924.75. This is where your true average price, and then supported by double resistance. This is the third time. If we look at this chart, you see the Nasdaq has hit the same line 3 times and fell. So that the market is telling you where is my problem. It's telling you where is the problem coming from is the 2450. It's telling you right there. So this is, if the Nasdaq is not able to penetrate this one here, require a lot of buyers. So this is a very good potential and a very cheap trade to short out this market and put your stop loss above this line. So it's costing you very little money, whether it's going to make it or break it. If we notice now, it's trying so hard to break that area here. This is the fourth time it's coming. This is 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. It's coming to the same area, trying to penetrate, dancing around the 69.2450. And look at it, guys. Look at it, guys. It's to the tick. So this is where the advantage, when somebody can just memorize a few lines, this is the advantage between an automated trading and this one here can be picked up. And this is a short trade, and your investment on it is no more than $50 because it's a $5 per tick, and your stop loss should be no more than 26.75. And so if this market gonna make it, it's gonna go to those two lines, either a 69.1050 or is going to the 69.075. Now look, it's coming again, trying. So on cases like this, you ask me, Sam, what we should look when to give us confirmation if this Nasdaq is gonna break that area. One of the things you should always use is your ES, because your ES is the best signal in the house. The ES presenting the 500 company. So if this ES is struggling, believe me or not, the YM, most of the time the Nasdaq takes off by itself. We're not going to argue about that. But the Nasdaq stops when the ES has to face a major areas. Despite if going to different direction, the ES, if it's going to major area, the Nasdaq will stop until confirmed that ES is going to break that area. So if we notice, it fell again. It fell again. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it fell again to penetrate the 69 at 24 and 50. I apologize about this middle chart. I don't know why it's blinking like a Christmas tree. It's not a Christmas yet, but it seems NinjaTrader already is in the Christmas mood. Let's look at the CL. 72, 73 for the guys who follow the signal on the CL. We had the entry at 72 level, 60, and now we are at 69 level. We got around 10 ticks out of that, but the target is 72.83, and there is no more short trade. Look at the Nasdaq. It's trying one more time. Look at this Nasdaq. Keep your eye on the Nasdaq if you are a Nasdaq trader. 69.2450. There is some buyers coming on the CL. Let's see if it's going to break the 72.73 this time. Look how many times the CL on the same line. Look. And look at the Nasdaq. Is this an accident, guys? Every day is an accident. Every single day is an accident. This is a live market. So let's look at the ES. Still on the same target, 27, 36, 25. Once we hit this target, nothing has happened to the ES. Nothing has happened. It's just going back and forth. Let's go back on the Nasdaq. The same story. YM. The same story. So this is where patience is required, and if we try to see what we can do with this business here. Sometimes an automated trading is very fine. It can take all the stress from us. But as an example, when I called to close your automated trade on the YM, you were double the amount. So knowledge about a few lines, I don't want to teach a price action, but knowledge about a few lines, very simple lines, because everything is plotted for you on the chart, that can make a lot of difference. Even for a guy who's not a professional trader, when he sees that 72, 73 hold one time, two times, three times, four times, six times, seven times, is the same story with the Nasdaq, the same line. That indicate that if you are taking a short here, or you put your stop loss right there, above it, or you take a short here and you put your stop loss above it, those are a very cheap trade with the risk reward. This is a very nice risk reward. It's not costing you 25 ticks. It's not costing you 30 ticks. It's costing you just few ticks here and there in order for you to make it. So those are knowledge. It is very good to have. Not the price action, God forbid, but at least to understand what is fib, what is your entry, what is your trailing stop, and what is your target. And once we come into the critical area, that's mean you need to stop. That's it. I mean, this one, it takes a couple weeks training. So for the guys that follow me, they have learned it within a week. Right now, not much going on. Let's look. For our members also, you can always see if there's anything going on from your scalpers, if the majority is long or short. But this is funny because now the market is sideways. If we notice, there is not even, there is only one trade, 30-year treasury bond short. But if we notice all of them, most of them are not taking any trade. That tells you right there. I mean, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 chart, we only have one open in position. No, now we have two open in position. We have a long on Nasdaq. But we have, out of 20 chart, we have only two open in position. This is indicate that the market is a bit sideways. We have on the scalper, we have a long trade on the scalper. Yeah, here it is. You see it? Okay, let's see. We are waiting on a new signal, guys. Once we get the new signal, we call them off for you. I'm hoping to get a new signal soon. The Russell has... forget the Russell. I don't want to confuse anyone. Let's stay ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones. Those three have 6, 7, 8, almost $900. Those three based on one contract. This is not bad at all. On the scalper, the Nasdaq did not make it on that scalper. I have to show you good trades and the bad trades. And if we notice the scalper, okay, now start breaking even, but it was south actually. And this is the only trade out of a 20 chart. We have only one trade open. This is sad. So we're looking for a new entry signal. At the moment, we only got a new signal on the ES, and we notify you guys that there is a new signal entry, and the entry was at 72.59, and now we are hitting the target at 72.80, and so also we are struggling. The reason we're struggling with the 72.73, so there is only 10 ticks on that signal, and hopefully we can get the other 10 on it. So on that trade, there's only 20 ticks on the CL. So let's see. This is one thing is very funny. Sometimes it scares the hell out of me. And for if there's any of our traders out there, you have to keep your eye for the ones from our traders that the market is in sequence. And every time when the market is not in sequence, you need to hold your eye on it, because I mean, this is very funny when you see the 30-year Treasury bond on the sell position, if you notice on the left upper, and then you have the ES is going on the same direction. That indicate, every time I see that, indicate is going to be a lot of losing traders on the table every time, because it has to be in sequence, and it's not in sequence. When the ES, Nasdaq, YM has to be on the same direction, and the 30-year Treasury bond should be going on the opposite direction. But when the 30-year Treasury bond going on the same direction, so somebody is wrong here. So always for our traders, you look at your market analyzer. You don't need to be a genius trader, but if the 30-year Treasury bond going synchronizing on the same direction of your ES and Nasdaq and YM, then push a full brake and do not touch this market, because it could go, okay, we hit the target, 72.82. We nailed 29 ticks on that CL. From where we called the signal for you, we have the entry at 72.60, and the target was 72.82 on the chart, and we hit it. And watch this, there's nothing left on the CL. Watch this, folks. For the ones is following me on the CL, you're done. You took the entry, you made 25 ticks, and look at this. Look how the CL is going to fall. Once we hit the target, the CL is between those two yellow lines, so there is no more long trade, and it is over. It is over and is over. So you cannot trade the CL, and it's not tradable, the CL anymore. With all the respect to all the professional traders out there laying their 15 minutes chart, I do. I look at my 15 minutes chart. I look at my 5 minutes chart, and I look at my 1 minute and the 3 minutes. But with all the respect, there is nothing left at the moment on the CL. Nothing. And it's over. Once you hit the target, it's going to go sideways for a lot of minutes before we have a new indication to different direction. So once we hit the target, you can see how it hit the target to the clock and nothing has happened after that. So for the guy who entered the signal entry and put his CL target, he nailed the max on that trade and he has not missed out on anything. Let's go back on the ES. As we said from the beginning on the ES, we have a hell of a right. Anything above the 2739 level. I'll repeat again, we have a double resistance here, following by the floor and fibs. It is your trailing stop. Okay, we have one position close on the YM, and then the trailing stop too. It is your major trends, and anything above that is going to be changing signals, and you have the safe entry is way above. So on the ES is a sad story, and a sad story. Anything above the 2739, anything above the 2739 is a very sad story at the moment. Nonetheless, if we have some buyers are able, heavy buyers are able to penetrate every single line, and I doubt it. So this is a really confusion day for the trader, whether you are automated or not. This is a hell of a confusion place to take a trade on the ES. The only option is on your ES is to short out anything below the 2739. Once the market is going to test the 39 level, this is where you need to short out your trade. So it has to be around 2738.75. You put your trade here, 2738.75. We're not responsible for your trade. Is it just it is for educational purposes. If you take any trade, we're not responsible. Neither you can hold us responsible for your trade. So this is where 38.75. This is the only entry I can do. Now, for the advanced trader, probably he's going to take a long here and short it and close it out here, reverse the market. But we don't want to confuse the traders, so let's stay simple. The short is at 38.75, and this is the only trade I can see at the moment on the ES. Anything between those two lines is going to be, you are sitting on a very high risk table here. If we notice here, whatever auto trade you are using, before you start getting frustrated with your auto trade, this doesn't matter which auto trade, whether it's from us or somebody else. This area here, the market is getting stuck between those two channels here. And if this market not moving your auto trade, because a lot of traders, they don't understand where you want your auto trade to make money for you when this market is going one bar up and one bar down. So there is no ticks. So let's simplify that. How you going to get hair out of a bull-headed man? You're not going to get any. The same way here, you're not going to get any beef here. There is nothing in here. It's flat. So again, folks, if we look at the CL after we hit the target, there is nothing left in there. On the ES, the only trade, and now we have a projection at 38.25. This is a nightmare on the ES if you are a manual or you are an automated trader not aware of the problem. Look at this. This one here is going to drive you crazy. Watch the ES, how it is going to be troubled. Now we have developed another resistance at 37.75. We have a projection 38.25. We have a heavy resistance at 27.39. We have a major resistance and a re-entry signal at 39.50, and this is the final destination at 27.40. So if you're asking me where I need to go long, I'll tell you when I go start looking at the long side. anything above the 41, I start looking. That's mean around 3-4 points from now. Anything I wanted to go long, it has to be above the 41 level. And watch this ES, folks. Watch this ES, and let's look how it is struggling to the tick. Those are your $35 zone. Look at this. Where the market projected, 37.75. This is our resistance right there. If you notice, when we are covering the ES, a lot of buyers try to push this market because it was a blinking. This is when on our chart, when you see it is a blinking, there is buyers and seller. A lot of buyers, they try to break the 72.85, and it fell. It fell. And now they are trying so hard to break those areas. Look at it. And now we've been, after we hit the target, we've been over half an hour not able to go anywhere above the target line. So let's look at the ES, folks. 37.75. This is where our resistance, and it's staying right there. We're not trying to depress you here. What we are trying to do is try to make you understand why this market sometimes move, and why sometimes this market does make money, and why it seems like a lot of people are missing with this. Let's look on the even on the Forex, you can see how the lines are accurate, and you can see where it's been projected. What is the target? The target is all the way down here, is 397 even. Look what happened to the CL, folks. Nothing happened after the target. Nothing. Nothing. Look at the ES. You have a double resistance line on the ES, 37.75 and 38, and we have a projection at 38.25 and a double resistance on 39. Good luck with that if you want to go long, folks. So this is our job. What we're trying to say is, if we can avoid a guy taking long in some area or short in some area, all what we are doing, we are spotlighting what's going on, and then it is up to you guys to make a decision or not. Do not follow my trades, do not follow my system. We are just helping, and we hope we can, if we can keep 1 or 2 traders out of trouble, that makes me happy. If you can do better, please be my guest. Enjoy trading. So now 38 and 37.75. That's the problem on the ES. CL fell. That's why I left the CL on purpose. After we have the signal entry, if you watch the video, we had the signal entry. Whoever followed that trade, we set the target 72.86. We nailed the target, and after the target, nothing has happened on the CL. And if you notice right now, the ES, we predicted exactly what will happen on the ES. So let's look at the Nasdaq, and it is the same story. Nothing happening. Look at this. You see that? How you want anything? How you gonna be making money with this area here? Nothing. You cannot do that. So that tells you, folks, sometimes you need to sit on the side and nothing we can do to take a trade. Sometimes patient. Sometimes the doors are open to make money, and sometimes the doors are closed. You have to sit on the side, and there is nothing you can do. Normally, on any given market, there is no more than 3-4 trades a day. Especially this message to the guys that want to auto trade 24/7. There is only around 3-4 good trades a day. And if it's on a good running days, you have maybe 7 or 8 trades on a good running days. But the rest is nothing but noises, as you see right now. For the last half an hour, there is nothing but noises. Nothing here but noises, and here nothing. Look at this. It's a one flat market. It's one trouble market, especially if you are auto trading and you are not aware. Doesn't matter which auto trade you are using. If you are using an auto trade, trading with a trend, you are in a deep trouble today with the Nasdaq. I don't care what kind of auto trade you are using. You're not going to make it. So why the Nasdaq didn't make money? Look at the chart. And if your auto trade didn't make money, believe me, a normal trader did not make money manual either. Where he's going to be making money from? If this 1 minute is a flat, which trader has made money out of it? So most of the time, if your auto trader didn't make it, that means nobody made it. Okay, we nailed the CL. Nothing to do with the CL anymore. There is no more trade on the Nasdaq. There is no more trade on the ES. And let me see if there's anything we have here to chew on. Not much. Most of the trades on the swing trading, they are $100 and $200. There is nothing. The most we got $400 right now on the YM, and we have the DAX 1,000, but most of them they are between $140 and $120 per trade. There is nothing left, even on the scalper. There is no trade. One trade out of a 20 chart, we only have one trade going on the scalper, which is scalper take magnify much smaller trade. Folks, this is okay. Let's see. Maybe we can get a new signal. Hopefully, we get a new signal on the price action automated trading. Let's see. I'm keeping my eye on it. Let's see if we can. This is struggling. It's a struggling market. If we notice, we only have the DAX 767, the YM 420, Russell 300, 290, Russell ES 250, and then we have the 30-year Treasury bonds. Most of them are short, and then a Russell at 180. Okay, let's see. Keep your eye, folks, on the 2739. Please keep your eye on the 2739. Could be a heavy projection at 2739. This is your magic number, 2739. Please keep your eye on it before you start getting excited and go long on that. Think about it. If you know what you're doing, fine, enjoy it. But remember, it is a very heavy area. The 30-year Treasury bonds today, they are doing extremely well. Good movement on the 30-year Treasury bond. Also getting stuck in here. Keep your eye on 2739, please, for the ES traders. If we are able to break those area here, then we're going to have a new signal. I would love to get a new signal for you guys. Let's see. It's like we are begging for a tick. Let's go back on the CL. If you are a CL trader, you have a re-entry point at 72.61. At 72.57 below, we're going to have a new signal short entry. So be careful. This is not a short trade. This is a re-entry point at 72.60 if you wanted to trade long on the ES, on the CL. Apologize. So after we had the entry, we hit the target. There is nothing left. Fine. Now we are waiting on Uncle ES here. Oh boy. Oh, this is a drag. We're gonna wait for a few minutes to see if we can have a new signal. You have the 30-year Treasury bond. Also, you have a short entry, but if you didn't take the short, that's okay. Let's see what happened here. Come on. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Nothing on the Nasdaq, guys. Be careful with the Nasdaq. We are still waiting on the ES. If you are auto trading, you gotta be careful. If you're auto trade taking long, doesn't matter which auto trade you are using, you're gonna be having a problem at 39, especially if your auto trade is about to take a trade between those lines, between 38.25 and 39. It's going to be projected at 39 level. Be careful, guys. The 39 level, it is a key here. Major 39 level. I'm gonna stay quiet, trying to refresh my coffee, and I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, that's exactly what happened, guys, right there. For the Forex traders, you have a re-entry on the British US at 43, 31.9, right there. This is your entry again, re-entry. Look at this, guys. We said that an hour ago. You got to be careful with the 39 level. And this is going to make a lot of traders lose money, whether they are automated or manual. This area right there between a projection and resistance is going to be very bad news for the traders. A lot of traders now, by now, they are taking a long, and that is not going to go to their favor. The odds going to win on the long trade here is 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10, folks. Not much. I'm trying to find something. Lately, this market is getting harder and harder. So we have nothing. The highest number is the Russell. If we look in, we have the Russell is the highest automated swing trading, nailed 340. And then we have the other Russell. The second one is the ES, 300 bucks. This is the highest trade on the swing trading. This is really sad. So, okay, it's trying again, I think. We are begging for a take. Look at this. Look at the ES, folks. Look at the ES. Right there. 39. This is your magic word. Look. You see there is a lot of buyers. They're trying. You see where it's how it's blinking? There is buyers coming in to penetrate the 39 level. Look where it stopped. We said that an hour ago. To the take, folks. They tried to push it up, and it fell. To the take. I love trading. It's a game. It's a game. You have to understand what they're doing. Some people call it investment. It is a game. It's a war game between you put your account on the table against somebody else's account on the table. It's right there. Now, the sellers start coming in, and we called that trade an hour ago, over an hour ago. We said to go short. For the ones just arrived, we said you go short on the 39 level. And we called that trade an hour ago. I mean, we didn't call the trade, but we told you this is where it's the short. We're not supposed to call trade for you. Anything left? Whoever took that trade short from 39, he must be very happy, man. The CL, after we said, once we hit the target, there is nothing left. And I said, to all the respect to all the traders, the ones have the 15 minutes chart, 3 minutes and 1 minute, and whatever funny Renko bar, we said there is nothing above the 72.66, and we delivered. We delivered everything we say. Let's look at the Nasdaq. It's a hell of a sad story on the Nasdaq. YM. Well, there is a potential on the YM. Let's see. Let's go back, put the ES. Let's put the YM here and go back to the ES. Okay, the sellers are on the run. And whoever took a short from where we called it from 39 level, you have a little turbulence at 36.75 and your target is 36.25. Actually, it's not worth it, those two ticks. So whoever took that short, get it over with and get it over with at 36.75. It's not worth those couple ticks. Give it as a tip to your broker. There we go. A lot of selling. 36.75 close position from 39 level to 36.75. This is it. Let's see if there's anything to chew on. Nothing. 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 The highest trade, we have 678 on the DAX. The second one is 360, 350, 260, CL 260, 280, 240. It's pathetic for swing trading. Folks, that's all what we have for today. I was hoping that we can get some signals. We give two signals away today. It's the ES, and we give an entry signal and an exit signal on the CL. So you did not walk away free, and you got some decent entries. And whoever took those trades, congratulations, 2 trades. They are around $400-500. And we wish you the best. And I will try my best to keep going live as much time as I can. God bless you all, and see you another day. Bye for now.